was a noise from somewhere deep. We heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer by staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that we you heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near. Taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break, singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. A song for the lonely, the tired and the weary. A song for the broken, the mighty. Can you hear me? Get beyond our pride and greed. Share everything that we need. We won't be ignored. We will be restored. Singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. 'Cause love is the word, and hope is the song.
Good morning, South Florida.
Welcome. You gotta turn the mics on. Welcome to the morning show.
It's just one of those days.
Just
It
one
has
of them.
started since 3:30 this morning. I've been up,
And it begins.
and it continues.
And you caught me snoozing.
Wow.
Oh no, you was on the right thing.
We just didn't play the intro.
It just didn't play all the way. So that's
He didn't play at all.
I didn't play at all the intro.
action. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it didn't play.
Is it? Are we on?
Yeah, you guys are on though.
Is the mics open?
Yeah, mics are open. Everything's good.
Hi, Papa. Are you in jail?
No, I'm good to go. Good morning to you. Wow. Good morning.
Now I know. Good morning. Now I know why Lady B gets mad at Slick.
Queen Bee, look at her face.
No, not Queen Bee. It
Danielle?
was Danielle, because he has no whisper voice. He talks like this during a production. You have to lower your tone.
Happy
No.
Wednesday to you. It is a
you
wonky Wednesday here at the cafe.
Slick, what are you wearing? What's on the back of your shirt?
Stuff.
Can I see it?
People,
Is that a dog?
it's a tour.
It's a tour.
What?
It's a tour. It's like a concert tour.
Like a concert.
Am I talking to her or talking to him?
Annual
Yes.
You need a translator sometimes.
Ramp It Up tour.
Yes, a ramp it up tour.
So we need an Amp It Up tour.
Yes. Wow, why didn't I think of that?
Why
You're
did
very
you not
good.
think of that?
I don't know. It must be my cup. Cup is run over.
Happy Wednesday. So these are new cups that came to us from Adrian.
Oh, nice.
This is a dog I had. Her name was Nina Ice Comet from Russia. I bought this dog for $600.
So he sent us these, and this is Eye Patch Echo. So this is mine because, me and my eye patch and my eyes is all I can tell you. And yours is, he sent them to us. Yours is Countess Zari.
Of course, I have a
Yours
Countess.
is the Countess
Countess.
Zari, and I have Eye Patch Echo, and we've got coloring books, and we've got kids' books, and everything.
We got coloring books?
Yes,
Oh, I
that
like
he
that.
created, and the mugs. So we're going to be interviewing him next week because he's been taking all his huskies to the vet. Can you imagine having a husky? I guess it's okay when in the winter, but in the summer, it's got to be very hot.
You have to brush them, and all that hair comes off.
So thank you, Adrian. These are awesome. Our new coffee mugs.
Very
We'll
cool.
be using those
I
later.
didn't know that it was on set. I would have used it for the mug.
We have to wash them out. So happy Wednesday to you. It's been a day and a half already. We had a storm yesterday. It kind of exploded our sandbags, and Dan's outside sweeping the sand. Poured. It was like...
It was pouring.
It was pouring.
And the funny thing is that the front of this marvelous theater, it gets flooded with water, and the sandbags were right smack in the middle of them.
Yep.
But that's okay, because now it absorbed the water, so
And
now
now
the
it's a little
bags are heavier. Because we lost half the sand in the parking lot.
So Dan was sweeping that up. I was vacuuming this morning. We're good to go. Happy Wednesday. We got a busy day, I think, today.
So, did you guys hear the latest in the news?
Which part?
You're going to pay more for a McDonald's Big Mac.
Oh, yeah,
I
because
know.
the hacking, right?
They got hacked. JBS, second largest meat packing, chicken packing, pork packing company in the world,
Yep.
got hacked. Now, I got to ask, if you know that you control something in the United States, meat, gasoline, gas, oil, I mean, you control it because you're the biggest. Wouldn't you do something to protect against cyber hacking?
You can, but nothing's unhackable.
Exactly.
You make a firewall. They do it at
I feel like they obviously did that. It just didn't work out. the
no,
way
somebody
they thought it
opened up
would.
an email. As simple as an email. And boop, there it goes.
You would think there'd be firewalls and
Yeah,
governmental
but
protection.
emails and stuff, if they open an email and they hit a link, you don't need a firewall.
You don't
just
need a
got
firewall.
an
You're done.
invitation.
You're done.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it's so dangerous, because you get all those emails and those texts from like the fake UPS and USPS and Amazon, the fake texts and emails.
Can't
It doesn't
open
matter
them.
if you have a firewall. It doesn't matter how much protection you have. You click on that link and you open it. That's an invitation.
Gosh, I miss
You ever see Amazon sent you've won $100 as a text? Hit the link. How many of you have hit it?
I get too scared.
Good. Stay scared. Don't hit the link. Don't even open it. If you don't think you don't even enter Amazon to win it, just get rid of it. So what happens is that at the radio station, they've learned this lesson. That's why when we send stuff over to the BBGI email, it doesn't go through. They don't want any incoming emails unless it's sent through the person's private server, your phone, and then you can decide whether or not you want to use it.
So how do they get emails? How do people
You send it to
communicate with
Dan.
them?
Oh, they have their own site. They have their own server. Inter is different than outer. An innie is different from an outie.
True that.
So,
Interesting.
but you would think, right? If you know, let's say, Slick, that you control gas in this country, that you would do something to prevent outside sources getting into your system. So your McDonald's burger is going up. Your McDonald's burger is going up for two reasons.
Forget the fossil fuels. Now it's just the meat's expensive.
Well,
no more
meat
99-cent
more,
burger.
and the $15 an hour. Isn't McDonald's one of the ones that approved it?
Florida approved. I think all the McDonald's in the next few years are going to approve it, but at least Florida did in the last presidential election.
So you're going to be spending, I don't know, $27 for a hamburger?
I mean, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe people stop going to
Eating 'em?
McDonald's. Yeah.
All meat, right? People be vegan now.
Ew. No offense.
They go like burger fire.
Vegan? They have stuff vegan that tastes like meat. It just ain't meat.
It's called Wow, it's meat.
Yeah. I
Really? Wow, it's meat? I've never had that one.
I never heard of that either.
I've had
See all
the
the time.
I've had the Beyond Burgers. I've had the Impossible. I've never had Wow.
They're more
it's meat.
expensive than the regular burgers.
And they're
Wow, it tastes like meat.
Huh.
Just like a random little brand.
It's funny because Dan found the commercial at the radio station yesterday from the Rub My Meat.
Hey, Dan, where did you find that?
Remember that one?
an oldie.
That's
That's
an
an
oldie.
oldie, though. I know.
Rub My Meat.
Okay.
I like it. I
That's
think
got to be 2 years old, that spot.
I used it to try to introduce the new merch store. I wanted to wear a shirt.
We should call him and see if he wants to do a Comcast commercial.
We could do a cooking
sure.
with the animator. He can, if they want to send us his meat rub.
Oh, that'd be cool. We should call him. I want to
That's
call them anyway and
interesting.
talk to them.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool that Hector came back yesterday.
You know, it's interesting you brought that up because we had a little mini meeting talking about changing the angle to what we're currently doing. Everybody and their brother and sisters coming forward and saying, "Oh, look at me! I'm on my phone doing a deal." But we talked about presenting new ideas into a show, like what you saw today. We had no open
No intro.
and no intro.
Creative.
Yes. Very creative, Daniel.
Behind the scenes.
Very nice, Daniel. Very nice. But sometimes that's what live streaming was about. It was created because it's not supposed to have all these control elements, right? It's like not a toast. What is that? A muffin? Corn muffin? No.
An English
muffin.
a
With
lot
all
of
the
nooks and crannies.
yeah.
Like Teddy's pants, a lot of nooks and crannies.
I think a moth got to her pants. Did a moth get to your pants?
For the holes are aesthetic. The hair is Doberman. What is it?
Right.
Haute couture, Doberman couture.
Oh, nice. So it's been one of those
You
days
have
for
hairy legs.
I do.
Is there a
Very
problem
nice.
with that?
Hairy legs?
Black
No
and
problem with hairy
tan,
legs?
furry legs.
No, not at all.
I got to ask you guys about this ban that they put on transgender athletes in Palm Beach County that the governor set down. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like the verbiage. It seems like he banned it, but he banned what?
If you're a
I mean, I know
male,
what it is. It just makes no sense to me.
but do you think it's fair for a male
I kind of want their
transgender
opinions. Yeah,
and plays a girl's sport? Is it fair?
you guys. So apparently they're saying you have to go by how you were biologically born.
Yeah,
And
you're a
what
man, you're a
sport you
man. If you're a
play.
girl, you're a girl. But the
Biologically born.
Yes, if you have a peepee, you're a boy. If you don't, you're a girl. Yes. So is
But
it
as
fair
people
for
are-
a peepee to be
Well,
playing
people
in a
are
girl's?
going through transgender and reassignment.
But that's not the question. Is it fair?
Like even if you end up
Transitioning?
transitioning from a male to a female, and you take all these hormones, you don't have the same amount of testosterone as the females do. However, I understand that there are some cases where some boys, for example, in a wrestling match, the man who transitioned into a woman absolutely wrecked all the females, like that were like cis females that were born. However, I do know some pretty wimpy men that if they were to transition into females, they'd be completely fine, because I know a bunch of females who would absolutely wreck them. But the question is, it's like out of 10 men, how many of those are eligible to play? So it's like, do you like single out those who are less strong than the others? It's like, what do? I think it's a really touchy subject that I don't necessarily know. I also have a lisp because I got Invisalign before anyone says anything. But
Congratulations.
thank you. But like, I don't know enough to make a sure statement about it and be like, I 100% agree with this.
Well,
but
the problem is that if a guy is going to do a sport, he's normally fit. You know, man, woman, child is
What
normally
age is
an
it for?
athlete.
Isn't it middle school that they're talking in high school?
I think it's, yeah. I didn't hear middle school. It might be middle school. I just heard mostly high school.
I heard it is
But-
across the board.
I think it is a hard subject because either way you're kind of going to be ruining people. I think that you should be in a certain stage in your transition to be able to play other sports, because as like a male would transition into a female, you do lose a lot of muscle mass, and you can see it in people. You can see even if they work out the same, you're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to like put on weight because you're gaining estrogen. Or if a female is transitioning to a male, you're going to gain a lot of muscle mass even if you're not working out. So it does change your body chemistry, but there are people who want to be either non-binary or transgender who don't want the physical, they don't want to take estrogen or testosterone, and that's kind of where the issue comes in for me.
There was a track and field incident that occurred where the person that won was a guy, transgender, and he was wrecking everybody. That's what brought this whole thing up. When I coached high school football, we won a championship, a state championship, and the next year this girl went out for the football team. And everybody encouraged her, yeah, playing on the state championship. And the league said there is a rule that girls cannot play football at that time on the team. And they threw the team out of the league. So we had to go to another league. We got destroyed. But she played that season, right? So I noticed that she was a linebacker, which is real close to the line.
She was a linebacker?
Yeah, that's what she wanted to play. And I'm going to tell you something. She would hit you guys in this room and put you down like a monster, right? So what began to happen is as the season went on, because she was physically being hit every game and every practice, she started to break down. And all of a sudden she went from linebacker. They were actually grabbing her by the pads and throwing her to the back to safety because she wasn't effective anymore. And I felt bad because I know the heart is willing and she wanted to make a point. The only thing she ended up making a point on, her body was from here to there covered in black and blues because she became a target. And every play went right at her. Right at her. Good, bad, or indifferent.
I think that a more simple and unfortunately not the solution that I think a lot of LGBT people would want, but a more effective solution might be, why can't there be a unisex league?
Yeah, I've always thought about that.
Yeah, because that way it's
money.
You can play by. Yeah, that isn't. But it's a whole new league where you can do money, where you can make it where anyone of any gender, non-binary, male, female, transgender, anyone can play. They make the rules so that it's fitting for anyone of any body type.
But then they're gonna feel excluded. Like I've had this conversation with someone. They're like, "Well, why can't I just join the ladies' league then?"
Yeah.
Little League Baseball, are girls allowed to play
Yeah, of course. I played
on the
Little
team?
League. Yeah.
No, I mean in
And a
the
boys league.
in
No.
the World
There's-
Series of Little League. Have you ever
There's
seen
men
a
and
girl?
women. There's men and women's teams.
But did you ever see a girl play on a Little League team at the World Series on TV?
I don't watch the World Series on TV.
What do you
Or
guys
Little League.
think? You guys have anything to say? Look at their faces, and therein lies the guys.
I know they're in La La Land.
Slick, what's up with your guys?
I don't know. It's just,
They're sleeping today?
it's just a very sensitive subject. I don't really have. an
Why is
opinion
it
on
sensitive? You live in a
It's
world of
politically correct,
sensitivity.
Subject, I guess.
You could say you agree, disagreed. Nobody's gonna haunt you for
Why
it.
not? Like it's complicated. I don't completely
It's
agree or
complicated.
disagree. Right?
I had a girl play shortstop for me on the Condors baseball team, and she got hit by a pitch. And my son, Freddie Jr., ran out of the dugout and attacked the pitcher. And then it started a melee. We had, forget about it, we had to break bodies off and everything. And I said to him, what are you doing? He says, I'm tired of them picking on her. Now this girl, this shortstop that I'm talking about, went on full scholarship to the University of Pittsburgh. She is now in Pittsburgh's Hall of Fame. That's how good this girl was.
For baseball?
For baseball, she ended up playing softball.
Yeah, that's what they end up always doing. And it's like, what I really dislike is the fact that I played softball and girls who were younger would always be like, oh, softball is for babies. Like, why do I have to play like it's such a girly sport? And I'm like, okay, you know what? You go and try and play college and they will always tell you no.
No.
Because they legally, they just can't take you. So you play for 18 years and you get shot down when you could have sucked it up, played a sport where all the girls are just as good, if not better. Just set aside your pride and come play. Like, it could definitely be the best decision you've ever made.
It's true because her father had called me and he wanted her to play softball, and I told her go out for the varsity of University of Pittsburgh to play second base. Okay, strategically, when we had her on the Condors, we had her playing short baseball so she could play second base. It was the politics that changed that girl's path. But this girl was good enough. She had real long hair. Freddie had a crush on her. I know that. That's why he attacked the pitcher. But that is not the point. The point is there are men who can play sports. There are women that can play sports. But women are always playing up to match a man. So some guys get upset now. They want to play the girl's sport to dominate. And is it fair? Is life fair?
I think that's the hard part. And South Park actually did a whole episode on it.
Oh, yeah.
Where the thing is, if you have it at the core where everyone's being completely honest, I think it would be perfectly fine because you would go in knowing that you either had an advantage and you had to play down or a disadvantage. But people, as we see with the mask vaccine policy, love to take advantage of things. And the first thing they're going to say is, I don't want to transition physically, but I identify as a female, so I want to play on the female team because they didn't make it onto the male team.
Oh.
And if people were good people, I think it would work.
Forget about that
But they
part.
won't. And that's what South Park did the episode on. It was a caricature of Macho Man Randy Savage being like, I'm a woman, I put on a sports bra, I'm going to go play all these women's sports and dominated all of them.
It's like Bruce Jenner.
Exactly.
He literally, or Caitlyn Jenner said that she doesn't believe that transgender males or females should be allowed to play with females.
First of all, he should just
Caitlyn
shut
Jenner
the
also
hell
doesn't
up.
believe in
He
gay
is so
marriage.
controversial. I know that he did that whole move over money. It was money. You know how many millions they were paying him to go female?
Would you go female for money?
Absolutely not. Oh, please. I gotta tell you, I saw Bruce Jenner. I saw because he ain't never gonna be a she in my eyes. I saw that man. That's for you.
I will say a lot of people that I know in the transgender community do not even see Caitlyn as like
Absolutely
a
not.
figure because she is so against gay marriage. She's against a lot of LGBT
So why did he do it?
politics.
Money. He got $100 million doing it. What are you kidding me? With the Kardashians. Are you kidding me? And then the other thing is he's running for governor, right?
Yes.
Did you hear him speak?
No.
Oh my God. If you vote for this guy, you're in trouble. You need to shrink. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Who?
We had a reality star as a president, so anything's
I'm
possible.
thinking The Rock would be far better as a president
Well,
than Caitlyn Jenner
Schwarzenegger
as governor.
Schwarzenegger wasn't too bad.
No.
He was a Republican, but he wasn't too bad. Yes.
Yeah. Nothing at all.
You like Caitlyn Jenner?
No, she's a Kardashian. Kardashian world.
Oh, you like the Kardashians?
I really don't go into.
You bought their shirts
unless
and
it's
stuff?
Courtney. I go into Kardashian unless it's Courtney. Like,
Wow.
but Kardashian.
You guys
world,
watch the
can get lost-
Kardashians?
You can get lost
Watch
in
the Kardashians?
Kardashians.
You did? Dan, you watch the Kardashians?
You have to keep up with the Kardashians. I kept up.
He kept up with the Kardashians, that's all I can tell you.
I love the Kardashians.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think I've ever seen it.
My mom always hates on them, but I walk in and she's watching them, and I'm like, they're interesting.
You watch Snooki and...
Ew, gross. What the heck?
I used to watch that
yeah.
so hard.
Jersey Shore.
I
Jersey
loved
Shore?
Jersey Shore.
Did anyone see the Friends reunion?
No,
I
did. I
No.
did, and I slept halfway through. But yeah, I did.
It's a generational
Glowing
thing.
review.
I watched with
But they
Chelsea.
watch Jersey Shore.
I love Jersey Shore.
Really?
What was
We're gonna
it?
get Snooki and JWoww again.
I didn't.
No, what was the name of the guy? The Simpson?
There was the situation.
Him, the
There was
situation.
DJ Pauly D, and I don't remember the other
The
ones.
situation. He
Oh, and
got
Ronnie. Yeah.
The situation got situated in jail for IRS fraud.
Yeah.
Right? He
DJ
served 3
Pauly D is
years.
doing great though.
Who?
DJ Pauly D, the one with the spiky hair, he's doing
How's the
great.
situation? You out of jail?
He's out of jail. Yeah.
The situation.
But
the
no, if
situation.
you see now, because I didn't watch Jersey Shore when it was out, I watched it later because right now Snooki, who obviously doesn't go by anymore, she's Nicole, and JWoww, they are like so full force. Like Snooki is a mom, she has her own business, she got fit, she got on the straight and narrow. Like she is doing so great right now.
I hope she got fit because she was never attractive.
She got so fit. She has like 2 or 3 kids. She's still with the same boyfriend that she was. They're married now, obviously.
Still with the same boyfriend?
Still with the same
Snooki?
guy.
Husband.
Giovanni, I think his name
You're
was.
kidding, really?
Still with the same guy. Have 2 or 3 kids. She has her own business.
All his?
Yeah, all his.
They have a renovation show.
I'm sorry?
It's a renovation
what it
show.
is.
The renovation?
Nicole and
she's doing
Jimmy
so
Shore
good.
flip.
It's a flip. Wow.
And then she's still friends with JWoww. And I have no idea about Sammy Sweetheart, but she's still friends with JWoww, and JWoww's doing awesome.
So
They
you
don't
follow
drink
this
anymore.
crap.
I follow Nicole, Snooki.
Interesting. Kenny, what's on your hat?
Oh, Pikachu.
You know what
Bless
Pikachu is?
Sure. We can order those hats
I
actually.
have
through
never
merch
in
store.
my life seen a group of guys. You guys follow Jersey Shore too?
Yeah, I follow.
I mean, I watched it all.
and Vinny, they're hilarious.
You follow it?
Yeah, they're like best friends. I didn't even know they could be best friends on the show. But like, they're like
Real best friends. Like seriously, like to
Would
the
you
point.
would you be in that series? Would you be one of the members?
I would love to guest star in there.
Wow.
With
You-
DJ Pauly D and Vinny. These guys go.
You guys
crazy.
want to be in that series?
There's no guest spots. Like you're either all in or all out.
I'm
I
all
know,
in.
if they offered it to you, would you do it?
All in, yeah.
The closest thing I'll come to that is like working for TMZ. That's the closest I'll ever get to reality TV.
TMZ is a rag. All they do is rag on people. They look for the worst things that you do. You pick your noses on TMZ.
But they find information. So if you guys could be on any TV
They
show,
find dirt.
if they could pay, if you could just apply and go, I want to be on this show with a cameo. What show would you be on?
TMZ.
I wouldn't say TMZ. Unfortunately, she's leaving. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, that's a good show.
Really?
Bro, Ellen's places
You
are
like
lit.
the Ellen show?
I like the Ellen show too. I haven't seen it in a long time.
She comes shaking.
Did you see what she said though? She was like, I'm tired of all this like culture cancel. Like the minute that, like she's like, I never in all of my years have I ever heard one allegation or one person ever say that they were uncomfortable in my studio. None of the workers until right now, where they all came up together, and then just canceled me.
But I heard that I heard that things that happened where she worked, the work environment was toxic, is what I read.
But I do not believe that she was like, don't look me in the eyes when you're talking to me. That makes no sense.
RuPaul does that. So
Really?
Now
Yeah.
let me bring up another
makes sense.
subject that happened yesterday during the New York Mets and Arizona Diamondbacks baseball game. You know, Stroman was on the mound and they got into a fight, and they made some racial slurs against Stroman, and that's why he got violent. So Bob Brantley, who used to be a catcher for the Arizona, he was a manager, he made a comment about a do-rag. He said Tom Seaver, he's wearing the same do-rag that Tom Seaver wore. Whoa, that's dirty. You don't say things like that on the air. That's a national televised game. You don't say things like that. So all of a sudden, the Mets team now is putting in all this verbiage. Now I'm going to see the game tonight. This is going to call all-out war.
Explain
Racial
to me
tension.
the problem, because they use the term do-rag versus...
He's making fun of, first of all, Tom Seaver's a Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And he was clear-cut. He was a white pitcher.
Okay.
And the do-rag that Stroman has always worn, even in Toronto, he's always worn it.
So is that a bad
It's underneath
term?
his hat. No, he's making fun of him because he was making a racial comment that black baseball players wear do-rags and white baseball
I
players
gotta
don't.
tell you, the whole culture of everyone, what everything's doing, people are just, I think of you all the time, and Chelsea always says, people are not nice, but I like humanity. That's cleaning it up.
But look at everything that's going
Why
on.
can't people just be accepting of each other? Why do we have to go through so much culture problems?
Yeah.
And it's like there was segregation, but then there was integration, but yet now people segregate based on a
But
on
they're
a head
saying the
covering.
do-rag belongs to black athletes, not white. And that isn't true either.
That isn't true because like I don't blame somebody wearing a do-rag because I wear a do-rag at my other job because I don't want dust or dirt coming on my hair, to be honest with you, because I don't like washing out my hair at night, and I'm
He says too
seeing
much hair to
dust.
wash every night.
Yeah,
Takes a long time to get
it's-
that blow dry.
it-
But irregardless of why you wear it,
But yeah, it's,
that's your business.
Yeah, it's just like anybody could wear it.
But
to
you
be
should be
honest
more
with you.
responsible.
Yeah.
And to be an announcer, former manager, former baseball player, to say something like that. And I wish the Major League Baseball would come down on him. Now, there was a manager for the Mets. They just came down on him. Apparently, this guy, when he was the manager of the Mets, would drink, send new pictures of his privates to the media, the women that were covering the media. He says, why don't you meet me in my room? And they got all this evidence of about 32
I
women
never
that he did
understood
this
stuff
to.
like that though.
And they're going to ban him from
Personally.
baseball. I mean, give me a break. What is wrong with these guys?
Why would you get drunk and
Why
send
would
that?
I want to see a picture of his pee-pee? If I'm a woman, this is, I find this
Why do
attractive.
guys? I don't know.
way to get
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't want it.
yeah. I don't know why guys do that. That's weird.
He says that he needs counseling, he needs help,
Counseling?
he was
You
drinking.
need more than that. You need to take away your phone, take away the drink.
And he was a manager of the major market metropolitans, which, it isn't a small gig. I mean, that's a big deal to be the manager of that
And
team.
he's sending pop-ups like that.
And then the general manager, they caught him doing the same thing. They just got rid of him too. Really?
Do you know listening to you about baseball is like what happens when I watch football, and I go,
It's like your eyes glaze over and you start thinking.
But
about,
it's
like,
not
and I
about the
turn my
game.
head,
But I'm
and
not
I
talking.
have no clue what you
I'm
guys
not
just
talking
said. You
about
lost me at
baseball.
do-rag.
I'm talking to racial equalities. I'm talking about women inequalities.
No, you're talking about nudity pictures that guys send to. You're just talking
Is that like a thing? The governor
It's
or
not a thing.
What is the guy from New York, the senator?
Cuomo?
He used to send nude
Nudes
pictures,
of
and they
himself?
caught him.
You know, the
My
thing
God, look
is,
at
what
this.
you teach your kids in elementary school about texting, once things are out in a text or a picture, They are out there. All because I maybe send you something in private doesn't mean one day if you and I have an argument, you're not going to try and use it against me.
Facts.
Why don't people learn not to put stuff in texting? I had this conversation.
I think part of it because most girls I know are like very specific. Like if they send something, they're like, no, like you Photoshop any and no tattoos and no face and no identifying features. And guys are just like, yeah. So what if it gets sent around? It looks great.
Guys don't care.
Yeah, like most guys I know are just like, oh, you showed it to your friends. How'd they like it? And it's just like they didn't. That's why I showed it to them.
There used to
We
be
made
a
fun of
saying
you.
in the day: if you're looking at it, must mean you like it.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I must be old because I just don't understand
You never
why
were involved
people.
in that whole thing.
It could be getting the wrong
I
hand.
found a
It's
picture of
so
you on the internet.
hurtful. You did not. You
I
found
found
some
a
bad
picture.
pictures of me on the internet.
No, I didn't. Did I say bad? You see, I didn't say
I
bad.
don't mean sexually bad. I just mean like ugly bad.
No, I have a picture of you that if you saw, you're gonna say, "Don't you? And where'd you get that?"
There's a lot on the internet that I'm like, oh, I can't believe that I look like that. I know, and people took pictures of me.
The high school yearbook is on the internet. They have one of me. Oh my god! But you know what?
The
I'm
thing
gonna-
is, that picture, I didn't even look. That wasn't even that. It's like they doctored it to make me even look worse. Because I have the original.
I
I
don't
showed
even-
you the original.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
I showed you the original.
I was kidding.
And it's like,
Apparently there is one.
well, no, Ken found some creepy picture. And
Who?
Ken,
Ken who?
love picture.
Where the
Florida
hell you
Love.
get that?
Doctor.
And I'm like, here's the original, and here's what's on the internet. And what they did to it was like, wow.
Gio tells me that he doesn't want me taking pictures of baby Joey.
Because I've
I'm
got
not
the
allowed to do
original,
that.
and then he showed me another one. It's like I gained 50 pounds.
I'm really specific with my sister that she shouldn't be posting so many pictures of her daughter because there are, besides getting photoshopped into things, especially babies, people, you put up a hashtag like bath time.
Oh my gosh.
Pedophiles will go into those hashtags and they can human traffic and they'll find you. For
And they could
pictures.
change it.
I have this
They can
really
change it.
crazy story that I've heard of before. So there was this young woman, posted pictures of her daughter and stuff on Facebook. Had a cute one of her daughter just sitting down by the kitchen table. And one day, a couple weeks later, her friend sends her a link and was like, dude, is this your daughter? And it's a blow-up doll of her daughter for men to use.
This is your friend?
No. I saw it on the internet. And then this doll for men to use to like pleasure themselves when women aren't around. It was a blow-up doll in the same exact picture of her daughter. Same hair, same eyes, same facial features, same clothing. And they got it because she posted that picture of her daughter on her Facebook.
Yes.
So they were using her daughter to do weird, creepy men things.
That's true because Gio told me that. You don't understand how this works. He says they take Joey's picture and they put it on 1,000 porn sites for children, which is a big deal, apparently, especially in Florida. Sunny Alpha works for that whole thing.
trafficking, yeah.
Yep. And we had people in here on that as well. And it all begins with baby pictures. It all begins with the internet.
It's just
Don't do
seemingly
it.
innocent, the hashtags that you put on because you want to share pictures of your child or your niece or your nephew with friends. Just send it to them directly or make like a shared album. Don't put it on social media.
Well, but why is it that stuff like that you have to put on social media anyway?
And people want to show it off. They're cute.
Like, hey, look at my dog.
Send them an email. Your
Yeah.
dog is fine because ain't nobody going to put a dog on a
Because
porn
that's
site.
the whole social media,
I
how
don't
many
know.
likes you get, how many
True,
hits,
true,
how
true,
many
true.
people like your picture, how popular you are.
What? Because I get 100 likes means I'm popular. If I get one, I'm not?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you know that I actually
Loser.
found there's a scientific study that found that when you get a like on a social media like Instagram, it actually creates dopamine in your brain.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Your brain, that's how drugs work a lot of the time. It creates dopamine, you get addicted to it. So the more likes you get, the more dopamine your brain produces and you actually get addicted to the likes and it's that validation. It's like a chemical reaction.
It makes me feel fire. I'm like, dang, I'm so good looking. Look at me and all my gang. Sick. Woo.
That's the two sides of it.
Are you guys serious?
100, yeah.
I'll pull up the
That
study.
is
It was like a
sick.
full scientific
Now,
study
one of the sites took down the likes, didn't they?
Instagram did take
Sort
down
of.
likes.
Mine didn't.
They
You
show
can still
it now.
see, you still get like a notification.
I can
but
see
other
everyone
people-
else's likes.
I think it hasn't gone through yet. I think it's in beta.
Yeah, mine,
Facebook,
have one of my accounts. I can't see anyone's, but with the other one, I can.
Facebook has slowed down the activation. You have to activate now the Brooklyn Cafe to see it. If you don't activate it, you're not getting notification. There's an activation button now, and that's why the numbers are so low. But you know what? The way I see it, You don't like me, you don't like me. You like me, you like me. It makes no difference to me.
Yeah, but in a world where teenagers and younger kids are taught that if you don't have this perfect photoshopped, not actually real body, that you don't mean anything and you're always being put down, that one like on a picture that you worked really hard on is a type of validation that you're like, ooh.
But then this is
a
a more serious problem
This
than
is a
getting
full
a like.
societal problem.
This is a huge
We got
societal
some
problem.
insecure issues here.
This is talk about editing, body image, editing, mental health awareness. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. This is Pride Month. I mean, there are so many things that are happening to bring awareness to this month in June that we should bring awareness to all the time. But the mental health, the piece you brought up, was it right?
Yeah,
With the tennis player yesterday?
Naomi Osaka. She
And you have an update on that? Anybody here?
Oh yeah, she said she's taking a break off from tennis.
And the athletes are supporting her.
Yeah.
They're coming forward and
Yeah.
saying, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got fined 15 G's for not going to.
Yep. For
She
not doing
said she
press
wants that
conferences.
15 G's to go to mental health awareness.
Yep. You talk about her saying no,
Yeah.
how much more powerful that's going to be than her actually going to the press conference. How many people she can actually help in the mental health arena by her standing up for herself and saying, you know what, I can't do this. I need to
You
get
know,
some
we
help."
talked about that we learned our lesson before the pandemic.
Nope.
What got us in the soup was all the hate, was all the uncleanliness, the whole thing. And then when they threw a germ in there, it unraveled. Black Lives Matter. I mean, in the history of our country, that virus was killing people, and we're marching because we're upset. Because for whatever reason, right, wrong, indifferent, we have not learned a damn thing. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say. Now, also, there was an incident that happened on Friday, 3 blocks from here. 3 blocks. A shooting. Mass shooting in Miami. Did you see the video this morning?
In Wynwood.
Yeah, but there was also one on 24th.
I didn't know about that one. I knew Wynwood.
And so this door shall now be closed,
Locked.
locked. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't know what's going on. This retrograde thing, or people drinking too much coffee.
As soon as retrograde hit on Saturday, it was like, boom.
I mean, I don't understand people right now. You know, if you look at them, they take out
They're
fighting
bananas.
words.
Like, what is it? I was trying to close a deal yesterday, and then the lady, she was asking me weird questions. She didn't come in with the mask. She was like, "Are you vaccinated?" I'm like, "No, I'm not vaccinated." And then she's like, "Well, I'm not vaccinated, and I don't have a mask." So I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to leave you alone. She's
Go
like,
get a mask. See, that's
So
what I'm
didn't have
talking
any
about.
mask.
You can't work
Let's look
with
at
somebody
picture.
who's not vaccinated?
I can't work with anybody that's not vaccinated.
And do you wear a mask?
I wear a mask and I'm behind plastic,
So,
so it's like
But she should be wearing a mask if she's
she
not
didn't want to wear a
vaccinated.
mask.
Isn't
at
that
all.
the
But that's
agreement?
the rule, is that if you are not vaccinated, you're still supposed to, you're still strongly
Supposed to.
suggested to wear a mask. But you're not allowed to ask people, are you vaccinated?
It's illegal.
So I go up and I say, I'm not vaccinated, but I'm not wearing a mask, and you can't tell me otherwise because that's discrimination.
Yeah, she
You should get vaccinated, though, and you should wear a mask and stay behind glass because
And then
I'm
you
more
have a
important than
stand.
you.
She was on what is it? She was basically like, causing her like manager had to step in and kick her out. But
They kicked her out?
Yeah, they had to kick her out because she clearly saying she doesn't have a mask. We didn't have masks to supply anybody. I like it when we don't have masks to
How
supply.
can you guys not have
anybody.
masks at Home Depot?
No, we do, but
course
you have
you
to
do.
buy
Not
them.
for her.
It's not for her.
I
It's
seen the
for-
boxes
Oh, you have
of
to
them.
buy them.
buy
Gotcha,
them.
they're not
And
giving
some
them out.
some people
So
are
they're
like,
not giving them away anymore?
They don't like
No.
no. People are grown ups now. It's
Oh,
June
that's
1st
slick.
or June 2nd.
Yeah,
They're grown
the
ups
other
now.
night
They
that
can
they
buy
were providing
masks now. Okay.
Hey, listen, grown up or not, for a shot at a bar, they give you a shot in your arm. I mean, you got to bribe people. In California, they have lotto. You get a shot, you get a lotto ticket.
It's
Come
pretty
on
hard.
now, this is ridiculous.
I get like 100 shots.
You can only get one shot.
Yeah, but I can get more. if
No,
I
you're
go, I
gonna
guess.
get
Go
no.
to a
you
different
can't.
state. It's like Sister Wives. You're like, no, you can only get one per state,
Oh,
though.
Only you would take 100
that's
shots
how
and
that
get 100
works?
lotto tickets.
Yeah. That's how that works. That's not how that works. Don't get multiple shots. Just get your 2.
Now Daniel just got his shot. He showed an egg on his arm
He showed me the egg on his arm.
There's an egg. Let me see it. Let me see it. I
because
wanna
they
see
put it too low.
It's gone now. This
Aw.
Sunday.
I have the picture. He sent me the picture.
I want to see a picture.
I thought it was his muscle. You know when you go like this? It was
You're
an
like,
egg.
wow, that's a really strange
That's
bicep
because
you
I keep
got.
telling people when they put it here, you're gonna get an egg. A la you.
Yeah.
You got to put it up high.
Yeah,
When
got
I
it
got my
nice in
first
there.
one, it was really low, and it was super sore for like 3 days. My second one was on my shoulder, and I was
And
fine.
no problem, right?
Yeah.
See, it's the implementation of the shot. Get it up high, don't get it down low. So when you go for your second, tell them, no, I want it up high.
Do you want to hear something interesting?
I'm afraid
A
that.
man in China may be the world's first human to be infected with H10N3 strain of bird flu.
Not bird flu again.
Bird flu again.
Not bird flu again.
Yeah, but they said not to panic because they quarantined him. They threw him in a pit.
They did?
They threw him in a pit. I saw it in the news. And they threw
We're
sulfur at him.
bird flu. It's gonna be swine
They
flu
put a
again.
shield on him. We'll feed you in 3 days.
You should have like a doggy flu. That would be cute.
A doggy flu?
Yeah, like a husky flu. Did you know actually huskies in Florida, like men will go out and buy 2 to 3 bags of ice, throw it in their backyard, and the huskies will roll around.
I did that in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Very
It feels
cute.
fun.
It is.
Because like everyone's like, that's animal abuse, poor dog, and they're like, no, huskies love the ice
My
and
neighbor
snow.
has a one of those blow up kiddie pools that he fills with ice because he
Yeah.
has a husky and he can't
Aw.
shave the husky because it's Storm on Instagram. He's a very like famous Instagram dog apparently, and so he can't shave him. So he just fills like kiddie pools up with ice and he shaves it.
We did
Storm
that
likes
for
it.
Nina. We used to have a pool. I didn't have ice because it was 110 in the shade. And she used to jump in there all the time. She loved it. She loved the attention. These dogs love attention.
Oh, they're the
Love
most
attention.
dramatic dogs on the planet. They're
And they
so
don't
funny.
they don't bark. They howl and
scream.
bark.
I love
They sound like
huskies when they
seals.
just scream.
When they get their haircut.
Yeah. Are
And
you
then
doing
you
a show today?
Yes, I am.
What's it about?
It's about the same thing as always. Got to go on Reddit. I actually have a very
You have your
interesting
intro done?
story. No, but I have to shoot it today
Okay.
because I wanted to do it this weekend. And then
Okay,
my
you
friends
doing
were
a show
like, no.
today?
I don't believe so. No.
You not ready?
No. I have nothing to talk about. No topics.
I think Joshua Tree might be. I don't know.
Joshua Tree says, I don't know anything to talk. Nobody ever has anything to talk about. It's called the creative
I'll
mind.
make it up.
That's what we're going to talk about. We got some things going on. And
Danny, you doing a show today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't finish it. You said
And
yeah.
I think Chenzo has one too. We'll see.
Yeah, the full clocks.
All right. Have a good morning, everyone. Stay safe and let us know what's going on in your wacky Wednesday. We'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the morning show. As I go now to fill my mug, which is completely empty, I'm coffee out.
Your cup runneth over.
No,
Have
company dry.
a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Tune in for all of our other morning shows coming from Ant Media Productions and then our afternoon show at 12 o'clock.
And always join us for more fun and laughs because, your day starts when you smile.
Have a great morning, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.